Gradle Initializr is a good way to start a project with a Gradle build. Open this web page. Select the type of project. We'll do a Java application. Leave the archive format at zip. Put in a project name and package name. And generate. This downloads a project configured with Gradle the way you selected and some sample Java code. Unzip the download. I got this confirm file replace with 7-zip. You can say yes to all. Now go into the unzipped folder. Let's explore the generated files. Settings.gradle. By default, the project name is the directory name. Line 10 makes that explicit. Line 11. This is a Gradle multi-project build and app is a project. .gitignore. .gradle is a directory Gradle uses for internal management. It should never be added to the Git repo. Build is a directory for the build outputs, such as jar files and zip files. It should never be added to the Git repo. .gitattributes. BAT files should have carriage return line feed as their new line separator upon commit or fetch. It's worth noting here that Git is not initialized in this directory. .gitignore and .gitattributes are typical files you would check into Git for development across different machines and users. In the wrapper directory, Gradle wrapper.jar is a small jar that knows how to download a whole Gradle distribution, which is much bigger. This should be checked into Git when you commit. Wrapper Gradle.properties. This build will use Gradle 6.7. This string can be updated later to change the Gradle version. The other values can be changed, but not typically. Only for advanced situations, like when you're hosting your own Gradle disks. Build.gradle. Line 11 adds configuration, allowing for a Java main method. It also adds tasks to bundle the build and all dependencies in formats like zip. Line 16 says we will get our dependencies from JCenter. This can also be changed to Maven Central. Lines 19 through 28 are probably the ones you will edit the most, because all external dependencies are listed here. Line 32 says what class has the public static void main method. Lines 35 through 38 specify we will use JUnit 5 for unit tests. The comments are fine for beginners, but I delete them because they are noise. Let's take another look at the structure of the unzipped folder. All of the application source code, main and test, exist under the project folder, app, then source. The main code is what the end user executes at runtime. Test is for the unit tests. The packages here mirror what is in source main. This is for validation of the code at development time through unit tests. The test code is not delivered to the end user or used to generate class files or jar files. The sample code is basically a hello world. So we'll build, test, and run now. Open a terminal in the unzipped directory. I like to run test classes first. This ensures that all the code, both source main and source test, compiles. Oops, I don't have a Java home environment variable set up. So I downloaded OpenJDK15 and then we'll set the environment variable. I have Chocolatey installed, which comes with refresh env. So this process can see the new environment variables. If you don't have this, you have to start a new terminal to see the new environment variables. Now test classes is working. This is the first time Gradle W was invoked on this project, and I don't yet have Gradle 6.7, so the Gradle wrapper.jar downloads it for me. Source main and source test compile. Gradle W test runs the unit tests, and they pass. Gradle W tasks shows the available tasks we can run. Of note is the run task that will run our main method, and the distribution tasks compile and package our deployment into a single directory or file. Gradle W run prints the hello world message. I don't know why the first time it was a little off in the hello world message. Subsequent runs after that did not do the same thing. This could be a terminal issue. Comment if you know why. Here's the source main code. The application plugin configured in build.gradle gives us the install dist task, so you can give your user a single directory with everything they need, except for Java. Install dist. Now the directory you give them is build install. It has platform-specific scripts for starting your program on Windows and Linux. All your Java dependencies are in the lib directory. The application plugin also provides the dist zip task. Dist zip is more convenient than install dist because the result is a single zip file which is easier to transfer. It's basically the exact same as install dist, except the output directory is zip archived. You can find the resulting zip in Build Distributions. The Gradle Initializr is a web interface for what you could do from the command line if you already had Gradle installed. It doesn't have all the options that the command line does, but it does have the typical options in an arguably better interface. Beyond the interface, the main advantage is that you don't have to have Gradle installed prior to making the project.